Alright everyone, unfortunately the snow has finally arrived. We didn't quite make it to the solstice this time before snow. Technically we did get a couple flurries in late November anyway, but that's been happening like more often than not. We get our first few like non-sticking snows in November. Then around now, like mid-December, it takes a dump on us. This is actually something, this is perfectly normal weather patterns for the state of Vermont. I was hoping it'd be warmer, though. I was hoping we'd have a green Christmas or at least a green solstice. I do a solstice garden update again like the other time. By the way, the reason I haven't made a garden update, I've put the garden to sleep, so to speak. You know, I've remulched a bunch of stuff and expanded that. And I actually covered some of the beds in straw. Like, I wanted to protect certain perennial roots, number one, but also, you know, you can take that straw and sort of break it up and mix it in the spring. It's fertile. It just adds to the bulk of the soil. It's a great thing. It also suppresses weed growth a little bit, actually, in early spring, when some of those early weeds are trying to spring up. I'm trying to eradicate a couple of species from the garden, so I figured I'd need some help. But it's snowy, which is shitty, because it's like, you know, you look outside before the snow, even after, you know, killing frost, and you've got some yellow, some brown, some green. There's a little bit of variation to it. You look outside in snowy winter, midwinter, it's basically just black and white. It looks like the world has turned into a paper birch tree or something. It's so strange and so weird and ethereal. I understand a lot of people that come up here and they're like, oh, it's so pretty, it's nice white snow, it looks so crisp and clean, it looks so small towny, so New Englandy. Yeah, it does. That's great. See, I wouldn't have a problem with that if it didn't last for 3 or 4 months. That's the problem. The problem is, hey, I tend to like to go out into the garden, like I like it warm. I like to wear a t-shirt and go out in the garden and play around for hours. I like to grow things. I like to see the flowers. I like to see bugs. I like to hear bugs at night because I'm an insomniac. I'm even like hearing the owl at night or something. Now it's just bleak. So, yeah, I'm a little bit upset, a little bit about that. I can't help it. I do have seasonal affective as well, but in the future, what I plan to do is to get a little greenhouse and rig one of those sodium vapor lamps, the kind that if you are under them, it feels just like the sun, literally. If you can't see the lamp, if you're not looking at it, it feels so much like the sun and glows so much like the sun that it almost completely tricks your body into saying, hey, the sun is out. It's a sunny day. Have a little greenhouse. I could pack it full of tropical plants, and also have some beds or something at the back, some shelves actually, and maybe another row of maybe the smaller, the LED lights, and just grow things indoors starting, you know, basically in the middle of March, and transplant them into the garden for some of these plants that are so difficult, really, to get to produce fully from seed. And tomatoes included. Some of the large tomatoes, you only get a couple weeks of harvesting them. Really, if you plant directly after the danger of last frost, if you sow directly. Cherry tomatoes are fine. It's not a problem. Romas, they're pretty much fine. Once you get to the sandwich or certainly beefsteaks, it takes them longer to mature. You can certainly get green tomatoes, no problem there, but unless you're into weird chick flick foods, yeah, you're going to have to wait until they turn at least kind of orange. Preferably a nice deep red. Because homegrown tomatoes, let me tell you, are great. But right now you can't plant anything unless you've got a greenhouse or grow lamps in your home. Maybe I'll just get a sodium vapor lamp and mount it on my ceiling, honestly. That would be funny. Yeah, I'll just, instead of having a lamp like most people understand it, I'll literally have the sun glowing overhead. Maybe I'll try that out. I'll get one of the smaller models, hook it up, and see what it looks like if I try to record a video with natural sunlight beaming down upon me. Get 2 of them for better lighting and see what happens. Or just use reflectors and see what happens. That's about all. Peace out.